speaker in our group grew up in that Appalachian region. That region in our country that is so thick with storytelling. In fact, it's Jonesboro, Tennessee, where the annual storytelling convention is held. The people you just imagined sitting on those front porches in Appalachia telling stories. Well, John's tonight is absolutely true.
When I was a kid, I was driving down the road with my father, and we got behind this big truck that had a flatbed on it. And over that flatbed, there was a canopy of canvas. And underneath that canopy, there was about 5 or 6 older people sitting on upside-down apple crates. Now, I thought they looked a little bit different than most people. So I asked my father, I said, "Dad, what kind of people are they?" He said, "Well, son, they're hillbillies. That's Johnny Coffey's apple picking crew." Well, they were only going about 35 miles an hour, so we soon passed them. And there I saw driving this older man, and even though it was a really hot summer day, he was wearing a heavy, long-sleeve green work shirt and a green baseball cap. And sitting beside him in the passenger seat was another older man. Well, little did I know that in a few short years, I too would be on the back of that truck, sitting on one of those upside-down apple crates. In the summer of 1967, my identical twin brother Rudy and I turned 15. Now I thought there would be nothing better to do all summer than to fish and go hiking. But Rudy had a different idea. "I want to pick apples with Johnny Coffey," he told me. And somehow he persuaded me to ride my bicycle with him the 8 miles up the road to Johnny's house. But Rudy was 10 pounds lighter than me, and he wanted to be sure that if Johnny took only one of us, that it would be him. So he thought up this ruse where he would take an extra pair of jeans and a couple of extra work shirts and wear heavy boots. And then what we would do is we would jump into the woods right before Johnny's house, and he would change clothes, and then we would go in. Well, Johnny was surprised to see us. He invited us in, and his wife served us all ice-cold spring water. Johnny was real proud of the fact that he had piped water from his spring about 200 feet away into his house. So as we sat there drinking that spring water, we started just to talk about the neighbors and the local area. And then Johnny says, "Well, what brings you boys up here?" And Rudy said, "Well, I was wanting to get on with you, Johnny." Johnny was really taken back. He said, "Well," he says, "you know, it's hard work." He says, "Does your daddy work you hard on the farm?" And we said, "Oh yeah, he's a real driver. He works us real hard." So Johnny was thinking, he said, "Well, I think I could maybe take one of you." So he looked at us both, and then he said to Rudy, he says, "Well, since you're the heavy one, I'll take you." So Rudy said, "Well, what are you paying, Johnny?" And Johnny says, "Oh, I pay good money. I pay $1.50 an hour." And we were too polite and too timid to ask him to clarify that. But we just assumed it was $1.50. And he says, what we're doing is we are thinning apples for a couple weeks, and then we'll pick apples, and then we'll go across the mountain and pick peaches. And he told Rudy, he says, now be at the end of your lane tomorrow at 7:30. Slow time. You see, Johnny worked slow time because if you work fast time or daylight savings time and you got to the orchard at 8 in the morning, the orchard was still wet with dew. You couldn't work. So Johnny just worked slow time. Rudy came home the first day and he was wore out. He ate supper, took a bath, and went to bed. The next day he came home and he says, I'm all tired out. Can you work for me tomorrow? I said, well, okay. I said, should I just go pretend I'm you since we're identical twins? He said, no, there's actually things you have to learn. And you'll make me look like an idiot because I forgot everything overnight. So the next morning I went up and I said, Johnny, Rudy's all tired out, and he was wanting to know if I could work for him. Johnny just laughed. He said, well, Rudy's a good hand, so I reckon you'd be a good hand too. So I jumped up on the back of that truck, turned up one of those apple crates, and I got to know the Hiltons. There was Gordon and Ethel Height. They lived up the road about a mile in a shack. And then there was Mabel, and she lived up the road a few miles past them. And I always remembered Mabel because her and her husband would always sit on the porch of their cabin and wave at every car that came by. And then there was a couple of others whose names I can't remember. And as we went down the road a couple of miles, he picked up Dewey Height. That was Gordon's oldest brother. Well, the train ended. Johnny said, well, I have to train you. So he said, first we'll start with the ladder. Now the ladder is about 18 to 20 feet long. So the way to carry it is to stand it straight up. And you put your arm through the rung here and you hold the rung. And the other one you hold like that. You just walk around straight up with the ladder. So he had me walking around and then he says, now lean your ladder against the tree. So I leaned it up. And he says, now I'm going to teach you how to thin the apples. You see, apples come out in clusters of 3 and 4. And the way to do it is you want only 1 or 2 left. So you get really nice plump apples to harvest. So you pinch them off. It was then that I noticed that Johnny hobbled around. You see, Johnny had spent years standing on the ladder rungs and it ruined his arches and crippled his feet. As Johnny put me, what we did is we worked sides. We started here and we worked around. So he paired me up with Gordon and he paired himself up with Dewey. And I noticed throughout the day that every time that Dewey got around the tree, he would reach into his front pocket and pull out his flask and take just 1 nip of whiskey. He finished up all his flask at lunchtime. And Dewey worked a little bit slower in the afternoon than he did in the morning. But still, he outworked everybody else. And Johnny always said, now, Dewey is a powerful hand. Well, at the end of the day, Johnny says, well, you're a good hand. I hope you'll come back with Rudy tomorrow. And so I did. A couple weeks later, they were spraying with DDT. The truck came right down the middle of the rows of trees and spraying on both sides. I said, Johnny, we got to get out of here. They're spraying with DDT. He said, DDT won't hurt you. You just don't want to get it in your eyes. He said, when that DDT truck comes, you just turn your back on it, and it won't hurt you a bit. You know, he was right. When that DDT truck came, that fine mist hit, and on a hot summer day, it actually felt good. Well, we always stop at Joe's Country Store on the way home. All the people got off the truck and went in and got something for supper. And then they told Joe, just put it on the tab. Well, one day we were there and we got paid. And Johnny says, well, here's your checks. And we looked at it. And we said, well, Johnny, the check's short. If you add all these hours times $1.50, it's short. Johnny said, no, I got that figured right. And I said, I'm paying you $1.50. And we said, well, Johnny, it's not $1.50. Oh, it's $1.50. Johnny had a slight speech impediment. We heard it on the last time. Paying you $1.15 an hour. Oh, here we thought we were going to get rich on $12 a day, but we would only make $9. Well, we thought about it, and then we thought, well, at least we're making $9, so we kept working. One day, Gordon wasn't on the truck. I said, Ethel, where's Gordon? She says, well, he's off berry picking. And the next day, he was still out berry picking. The third day, Ethel was gone. I said, Mabel, where's the Heights? Well, she says, what they do is Gordon picks those berries, and then they make that wine, and then they drink that wine green, and then they get sick, and that's where they are. They came back about a week later. Must have been quite a drink. Well, one day we were at the store, and a man came up, and he had a 14-year-old kid that he taught Johnny to take it on. His name was Jerry Wayne. Now, it was obvious from the start that Jerry Wayne didn't want to have anything to do with this job. He would start working, and the partner would come around to the side of the tree right where he started. Jerry never even moved. But we went across the mountain and we started picking peaches on Old Man McCune's farm. Now there was 3 things that Old Man McCune was made out of. There was gristle and sinew and just mean. I was really glad that Johnny was between me and him. And picking peaches was nasty work. The fuzz would get down your shirt. And we just, I don't know. One day, Jerry Wayne was up a tree, and he was just goofing around, throwing peaches at my brother and I. And he lost his balance. And he was at the very top of his ladder. And the ladder came flying down, and Jerry Wayne was right above that ladder, flying down with his legs going like that. And then he hit with a big plop right on the ground. Old Man McCune heard all the ruckus, and he came running up, and he says, "Did you hurt my ladder?" Jerry's going, I don't know, I'm hurting. And he looked at the ladder, and it was okay. And he looked at Jerry, and he says, "I'm not paying you to lay there and moan and groan. Get up and get back to work." Well, we were sure glad when school started. I go home every fall now, and I always go up that mountain. About a mile from my house, I pass that place where Gordon and Ethel used to live. That shack has been torn down now. Then I go a few miles further, and I see that cabin where Mabel and her husband would always sit and wave at all the cars that came past. No one sits on that porch anymore. That cabin went up for sale, and someone bought it for a weekend retreat. And I go a few miles further, and I see Johnny's old house. Someone put some siding on it, and where that spring was, they dug a nice pond. Then I go up a few miles further, to the very top of the mountain where there's a church. Beneath that church, there's a cemetery. And I always go in and say hi to Johnny. And then I just listen. And I always hear Johnny say, John, lean your ladder again the tree. Thank you.
Thanks for watching this video. To learn more, scroll down to the information window below. It's going to look similar to this one. And while you're there, you can also find a clickable link to our website, StorytellersGuildofAnchorage.org. Here you can learn more about our group and get information on new and upcoming events. And for more videos like this, please also check out our YouTube channel, Storytellers Guild of Anchorage, by clicking here, right below the video title. It's going to take you to our channel page where you can see more videos like this one. See you next time.